What's up, guys? I want to talk real quick about why I've got a huge problem when sellers of FedEx route businesses seem to be very secretive. Oh, this is a very confidential listing, very hush-hush. We don't want the terminal manager to know. We don't want the employees to know about this. You know, this is a very quiet, hush-hush transaction. The problem that I have with this is, why do they want it to be so confidential? I'll tell you the reason why. They think that whenever you take the business over, the employees are going to quit. This is a problem because the whole beauty of the FedEx world is that everyone's ready to transfer if given an opportunity. So the managers do want to work. The employees, the drivers, they do want to come over. And so that's great. That way you can start making money in your first week. The problem is, why would they want to keep it a secret? The employees don't care who's paying them. They don't care if it's him. They don't care if it's you. Hey, as long as you're paying me, I'm good to go. And so the reality is that a lot of times people do not quit. They do not jump ship as soon as they see a new contractor come in. And you have to wonder, why would someone want to quit? Well, maybe the owner's got some weird sort of relationship with him. Maybe he is paying them cash under the table. Who knows? Which, by the way, you're never supposed to pay employees cash under the table. Obviously, it's terrible. Don't do that. But the point is that there's some reason why he wants things to be so damn confidential, and it's not in your best interest. And so you don't know why it is, but whenever you take over, and of course everyone finds out that the business was for sale, hey, here's a new owner in town, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out why it was confidential, and you're not gonna like it. The other times that whenever we see these confidential listings that are just over the top confidential, we're not talking about splatting, public information of the finances or whatever, or the profitability of the company. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether the business is even for sale, sort of confidential. Whenever we see it to that level, the other thing is that sometimes terminal managers are kind of wild. And they don't want businesses to change hands to someone on the outside. They want, let's say, the existing owner to sell to someone else inside of the terminal. They don't want to sell it to someone on the outside because then they got to deal with training. They got to help this new person. They got to deal with whether he thinks it's some absentee magical business. They got to get people back to reality. All sorts of issues that start to pop up for terminal management that can be a pain in the ass for them working with new contractors. I get it. But contractors should be able to sell their business to whomever the hell they feel like it. And the reality is that sometimes these terminal managers make things real difficult for contractors if they start to try to sell to someone on the outside, as opposed to maybe their golden boy contractor that's already on the inside. Now, granted, this does not happen very frequently at all, but when we see these rare exceptions where the people that are selling their business are overly confidential, there's probably a crazy terminal manager that doesn't want him to sell. And whenever he doesn't want him to sell, he's going to make that contractor's life miserable in the process of finding a new buyer. And he's probably going to end up getting pushed into the idea of selling to another contractor anyway. So he doesn't want that to happen. So he wants to make it very quiet. So it's either something on the employees or something on terminal manager side. Most of the time it's on the employees, but thank God this doesn't typically happen. A lot of times when sellers want to sell their business, they advertise it. It's known. It's not like some big secret that it's for sale. Now, granted, maybe some of their finances and their profitability is a bit of a secret, obviously, but the other parts, not so much. And it comes from this idea, brokers will sort of say, oh, this is the reason why I wants to do this, and whatever. And maybe the broker's been tricked by the seller anyway with the BS, excuses on why they want to keep it so confidential. But it comes from the old idea, if you have two monstrous corporations merging, well, whenever the company takes over the other one, they're probably going to bring over their own management team. They're going to change things. People are going to lose their job. And obviously they jump ship prior. If they find out the business is for sale, there's going to be a merger prior. That causes problems for everybody. But in the FedEx world, no one's jumping ship and, oh God, they're going to fire us all. That's not what they say. It's not what they do. Most of the time, whenever you take over, you get that management, you get those employees, those drivers that want to come with the business. And that's part of the best part of these businesses. You're getting paid essentially in your first week of owning these things. It is a turnkey operation. Most people do transfer. But whenever they start to try to make it sound like it's too confidential, you need to take a step back and try to figure out why exactly do they want to make it so damn confidential? Because 9 times out of 10, it's not in your best interest. So anyway, hopefully this helps. If you're bumping into that situation, drop a comment below, subscribe, all the good stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.